Second type of selector in Angular is attribute selector. Attribute selector allows you to apply a component to an existing HTML element by adding a custom attribute or sometimes exact value for that attribute. Let's see an example. If we write here these square brackets, this is syntax for attribute selector, and if we go in index.html and change here, instead of this app root, we can write div. And finally, we need to add here attribute app root. And let's see results in browser. It's the same as for type selector. When Angular sees this attribute on div, he will know that this is not simple attribute for HTML element, but that this is selector for component. For attribute name, we could have any value. For example, right here, first app component. Same thing we need to add here. And let's see result. It's the same. So there is also option to use this selector only if is on a specific HTML element. For example, on header, let's write here header. And let's see results. Here we have empty screen. And what is problem here? Let's see in console. Problem is because Angular did not found any element with this selector. Because if we see in index.html here, we have only div with this attribute, but if we want to have component here, we need to have header. And now it will work. If we open browser, yes, it works. Okay, let's see one more option for this attribute selector. We can have here attribute with some exact value, for example, first app component, which is active, equal active. And with this, we want to use only component for attributes that have active values. Go to template and change here also active. And let's check in browser, open. Everything is okay. Finally, for this attribute selector, I want to mention not pseudo class. We can append this pseudo class to selector to say Angular that we don't want to use this selector on some elements. For example, on header, and syntax for that is next. Not header, save. On any other control, this selector can be used, but on header cannot be. Let's see in template. Okay, only delete this active. And let simple attribute and see what is happening. Save, open browser, and we don't have nothing here. And that is because we are using header here, and that is not allowed. But if we use div instead, okay, it will work again. Component will be rendered. So that is basically everything for attribute selector. In next video, we will talk about class selector. Please subscribe, like, and see you in the next video.